Hey, Financial Freedom Nation, welcome back. So today I want to dive into two things. The first is this concept of content creation, right? B-rad Media. This is the second episode of B-rad Media, content creation company, right? So I want to talk about content creation, like this concept of creating content versus documenting, right? Documenting life. I want to talk about those things. The second thing I want to talk about is what other people think, right? Our relationship with what other people think. So first thing, content creation. This is the second day of my media company, b-rad Media. Gary Vee talks about, all right, today in this modern age of the internet, we need to be content creators first, right? And then whatever else our business is second. So real estate investing, permaculture. I'm a content creator first. I'm a media company first. I'm a real estate investment company second. All right. So content creation, I don't know, it sounds like, to me, it feels heavy. It's like, okay, I need to create. Like, oh man, that sounds like a ton of work, right? I need to figure out what's going to bring value to people. And then I need to create content around that thing, right? So that's one approach. It's like, okay, I need to create this stuff. The second approach is, I just need to document the things that happen every day that are going to bring people value. Not even that are going to bring other people value, that brought me value. Like noticing the things that happen, right? The experiences throughout the day that bring me value, and really just documenting those things, putting them out there, and trusting that, the community of people that are going to see value in those things is the community that I want to build, right? People who see, have similar values, similar orientations around value. Those are the people who are going to get something from those experiences, from me documenting those experiences. So I've really had a shift, just in the yesterday actually. Like I changed that filter, changed that lens, and I started to really observe. And I noticed a number of different things throughout the day yesterday. Like, oh wow, this is an interesting experience. Like, I'll put this out there and see if it's of value to people, because it's of value to me, right? Starting there, getting to know, all right, what do I care about, right? Which dovetails nicely into the second thing I want to talk about, which is what other people think, right? Oh, it's such a deep thing. It's such a core thing, For so much of my life, I've thought of myself as an introvert, right? And really tracing that back, like, what is that? What does that come from? And really, my sense is I care so much about what other people think that, I'm going to just be quiet, and I'm going to observe the world, and I'm going to try to figure out, okay, how can I get approval from, I'm going to observe this person, figure out what their values are. Who can I be, right? So that I'm accepted into their world, so that they, give me love or appreciation or acceptance, right? Oh, it's such a prison, guys. And it's so rampant in our society. In fact, just yesterday, I got an email from my mom. It's okay to talk about it because she doesn't watch my videos, right? And that was actually what the email was about. She was apologizing to me that she never comments on my videos, right? She felt bad about that, like I'm putting out this stuff that's important to me, and she's not engaging with it, right? And so she told me why. She told me why she doesn't comment on my videos. She said she doesn't watch my videos because she feels all this anxiety when she watches a loved one, right? Putting out, like, basically speaking publicly. My brother is a pastor, right? And so he used to give sermons in a church outside of Madison, Wisconsin. And, my mom would go and watch his sermons, right? But she was always super nervous. Like, she would sit in the back and she was like, oh man, like she just wanted it to be over. Because she was so nervous that, people were judging him as he was speaking, right? My mom has such a fear of public speaking. She has such a fear of people judging her that, she was projecting that onto my brother. She was so empathetic with his position, like being up there on stage, public speaking. It was like she was up there, right? And so she was feeling all of this performance anxiety as if she was the one public speaking. And that's why she can't watch my videos, because it's like she's the one speaking in these videos, and she just feels like all this anxiety, like, oh, what if somebody thinks this? What if somebody thinks that, right? And I've noticed my whole life I've had that. A lot of people have that, but I've had it really strongly. Like, I need to be quiet. I need to be reserved. I need to hold back, because what if somebody thinks this about me? Or what if somebody thinks that? Like I can't expose myself to that. It's too much. It's too much to feel judged, right? It's just too much. And I get fired up about that, because that's not the relationship that I want to have, right? With worrying about what other people think about me. And it was this aha moment, like, oh wow, like my mom feels so strongly about that. The fear of what other people think is so real for her. And I'm not putting anything on my mom here. I'm not saying, Mom, I wish, it's bullshit that I inherited that from you. I'm not putting that on her. It's just really interesting to see, okay, maybe there's some genetic component, right? Maybe I saw that in her growing up, and I adopted that, before I had the capacity to choose for myself what my relationship with what other people think, is, what my relationship with, worrying what other people think. But as an adult, now I really have the choice, I mean, there's some work to do. There's some, I have to go into that space, like, okay, where is my own value? Gary Vee talks about the only voice in his head is his own. Like, he doesn't give a shit what anyone else thinks, right? And that's so powerful. It's so powerful to be in that place where, I mean, you're speaking your truth, right? You're speaking from a place of confidence, of power. Like, this is who I am, and it doesn't matter what you think. People who resonate with this are going to be drawn to me. People who don't, people who think it's bullshit, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. They're going to go somewhere else, and that's cool. Or it's gonna make them go into that and question that and wrestle with it, and that's great too, right? So, I've been playing with that. Like, all right, what do other people think? What do I think? And how do I go into myself and build that strength of, all right, what's important to me? How do I lead my life from a place of, what do I value? What do I care about? What do I want my life to look like? There's so much, there's so many people chasing these things that, like, okay, I've made it. Like, okay, now I've got this, I've got this house, I've got this car, right? I want to show that off. I want to show other people, because it seems like that's what they care about. I want to show them that I've made it, relative to what success means to everyone else, to whoever else is in my life. And I think, as you go along, as I go along, as I really figure out what's important to me, the people who care about things that I don't really care about, they're not going to be in my life for much longer, right? So I'm going to be leading from this core of this is who I am, this is what I care about. I care about sustainability, I care about permaculture, I care about financial freedom, I care about freedom from having to fit in this box, right? Having to fit in this societal box, having to fit into this box of people that I'm close to in my life, like the things that they care about. It's really about lifestyle freedom. It's really about freedom from judgment from others. Like, people are always going to judge, but the important thing is how we respond to that judgment. Like, that's the thing that we have control over, right? That's really the only thing that we have control over. How we're impacted by what other people think. Like, is the internal compass, is it focused on what we believe, what I think, what I value? Or is the compass, what everyone else thinks? So that's something I've really been sitting with and seeing how far I have to go. I have a lot of progress to make around what other people think, and really just getting centered on what I care about, what my values are, where I want to be. Where I am now, where I want to be, what I want my life to feel and look like. So it's super powerful to see that as well for me. To see, so much of my life I've been living to try to get validation from other people, right? And at some point, early on as an infant, when we need our parents. We can't meet our own needs, right? That makes sense. Like, okay, I need to fit into the box of my parents' world, right? But I don't need to do that anymore. I'm an adult. So it's empowering. It's empowering to see, okay, it's time to create my own life. It's time to decide what's important to me. And realize, okay, what's important to these people, doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's a little bit scary, right? But I'm finding empowerment in it in this moment. So just wanted to share that, guys. I know that was a real tirade there. But I think it's super important for reclaiming the power in your life, and really finding your tribe, like expressing who you are at your core, and how powerful that is, and how that's going to bring people into your life who are really, really support and sustain you and support you, and just creating a life surrounded by people that can help you grow and that feel really good to be in contact with. That's all I wanted to share, guys. I don't care if you hit the subscribe button. You want to, fine, whatever. I'm gonna do me. You guys do you, and I'll see you in the next episode.